Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today. It's a Saturday afternoon here at MadWorldTarot, and I'm doing a reading now. It's a tricky topic. I have to choose my language carefully, pick my way through it. Hopefully you understand because of the kind of analysis that is going on this platform. So I'm going to be looking at a story that I was going to hold off reading on until the new year, but suddenly the energy came through today, and when that happens I think, oh well, I'm just going to go with it. It's the naming of names, 177 names to be precise, that a court in the United States has decided can be released associates of a person we shall name as J.E. on this channel. And these are associates. These are not necessarily people who have done anything wrong. They can be victims, they can be people who are providing professional services, they can be anyone. So there is no guilt or culpability associated with these names. I have to make that very clear. It is just that these names are now being released. And we know one royal adjacent name that for sure is going to be there on that list, and that is Prince Andrew. So we're going to ask how that is going to go down for him, first of all, in this reading. He's been trying a bit of a comeback recently, a royal comeback. So how's it going to go for him? How's it going to go for the royals? Is it a bit of a nightmare before Christmas for the royal family that this judgment or this order has come through from the court in the United States? Those are the cards we're using because it could be a bit of a nightmare before Christmas. Then there is someone else that's royal adjacent that might also be named as an associate without being necessarily culpable of anything, and that would be Harry's wife. Shall we call her that for this reading? Harry's wife. Very interestingly, she claimed not to be able to recognize Prince Andrew when she allegedly first met him at Royal Lodge and asked, who's that man holding the Queen's handbag? To prove how she'd never Googled the royals and didn't know anything about any of them. But there was a very interesting comment by Virginia Roberts, a lawyer, a couple of years ago when the case was hot and they were going for it before it got settled out of court. The lawyer said that they might call Harry's wife as a witness in the case way back when, and then suddenly, mysteriously, the case was settled. The two events aren't necessarily related, except perhaps in time. Shall we say that? So we're going to ask in this reading whether Prince Andrew and Harry's wife in fact knew each other at any level in the past, and whether Harry himself is aware of this. And then we're going to ask if her name might be on that list of 177 people of whatever relationship they had with J.E. and how that might impact her going forward. So all a bit cryptic, but let's see what the cards tell us. The Nightmare Before Christmas cards tell us about this. Interestingly, that Harry's wife's half brother has made some comments on social media about the story that seem to think that her name might be there, shall we just say. Apologies that it has to be so cryptic, but I'm very self-protective at the moment, and I have to remind you, for the very same reason, that this is just tarot for fun and entertainment. This is all speculation, this is all my opinion, and I just read energy, archetypal energy. We learn from archetypes. The royal family is the archetypal family, and Meghan herself very interested in learning from archetypes, analyzing archetypes, and disclaimer in the box below. And as I have said, the reason that the two are interesting and have been joined in the press before is because of that lawyer, his comments, I think it was a man, his comments about possibly calling her as a witness. That was a good long time ago. So let's see what the universe wants to tell us through the tarot. I need to shuffle that card in, then I'm good. Sorry, this has been a long ramble. getting everything I needed out in this rather roundabout way. And let's see what the cards want to tell us about the story, which is going to, I think, become quite a big story in the new year when these names are released. Press in the UK that I've been watching has said it is going to be quite awkward for some people. They haven't named names. Obviously, they can't right now. We have the King of Swords in reverse. That would be J.E., who was an air sign. The King of Swords is an air sign. He is no more. That's why he's in reverse. He was a rather tricky character. That's also why the King of Swords is in reverse. King of Swords in reverse can indicate lying, deception, behavior that can be quite tricky, difficult, unethical, all of those things. I think we can all agree that that would be the man in question, and he is in reverse, and so there it is. That is what we're dealing with. King of Needles in this Nightmare Before Christmas. I'll call it the King of Swords, but it's the King of Needles on the card. In case you're confused, what's she talking about? She's lost her mind. No, I haven't. It's just that this Nightmare Before Christmas novelty tarot deck calls things by different names, but they mean the same as the Rider-Waite Tarot. Just to clarify. So the situation that we are dealing with right now, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with the Eight of Presents. That's the Eight of Pentacles. Is the working card. Hard work card. People doing their job, basically. And as I say, these associates might have just been people doing their jobs. Doesn't mean that they were all crooks, all criminals, all up to no good. These people were working, and this is a story possibly about people who were associated through their jobs, through how they earned their livings, that kind of thing. So again, not accusing any of them of any culpability. But Prince Andrew, of course, has had a run-in with the law as a result of his association with this King of Needles in reverse. And let's have a look at him. How is this going to play for him? Seeing his name there, we're not even going to ask if. We know that it's there. It's the Page of Needles. It's going to be criticism. It's going to be painful. Page of Needles. Pages are communications, needles, painful jabs, reminders, people taking pot shots at him on social media, rumors, that kind of thing. Criticism, lots of criticism, lots of harsh commentary about what an idiot, to maintain that association after the first round of litigation and put behind bars. What on earth was he doing, still being associated with this person? How stupid. So it's going to be very critical. It's not going to be utterly calamitous, but I think the utterly calamitous part has already happened. How bad is it going to be for the royals themselves when these names come out and it's all dredged up again? We got the Queen of Potions in reverse. That's the Queen of Cups in reverse. It's going to be hurtful, painful. And I'm almost getting the sense that, because it's female energy, I'm almost getting the sense that there's going to be relief that the late Queen isn't around to see it. There's a lot of people who say that the king is going out of his way to protect his younger brother because he loves him and he's worried about him and all of that, paying for the security out of his own pockets and protecting him, inviting him to Christmas and all of that, allowing him to wear his robes at state occasions and things. That card is interesting because it's emotional, it's empathetic, it's supportive, but it's a weird energy around it because it's in reverse. It's like, thank goodness mommy, the late Queen, is not here to see this. I'm glad that she doesn't have to bear the pain that we are bearing, what I am bearing. I'm feeling it's the King's energy that's coming through as this Cups energy. He is, of course, the King of Cups, traditionally Scorpio water sign, but it's as if like I have to carry this cross. She doesn't have to carry this cross. Quite an energy of sacrifice in there, and the Queen of Cups can be quite prone to sacrificing herself and needing some self-care as an energy. So that's quite an interesting energy that's come through. Now let's let's move on to the wife in Montecito and whether she and Prince Andrew might have met at any time in the past before she and Harry met. I'm not saying how, I'm not saying where, why, what. Did they have anything to do with each other before? We have the Six of Presents. It's in reverse. Now, the Six of Presents is about sharing, is about reciprocity, is about charity, being generous, giving to people. It's in reverse. So there might be a sense of somebody benefiting from a situation unfairly, a situation that was unequal. That's an interesting energy. If there was, it's not giving me an absolute yes. All I can do is speculate on what message universe might be trying to send us with that Six of Pentacles in reverse. If they did, it was an unequal relationship. One was much higher up than the other in status. And that, I think, is all I am going to say about that card. Is Harry aware that there might have been some degree of association way back when? Is he aware? That's the Tower. That is a shock. That is a rude surprise. And that would be what the half-brother was referencing in his comments on social media. The Tower card is a divorce card. Again, the half-brother's comments on social media. But the energy that is coming through for Harry is of shock. That is what the Tower is. It's literally, I can't believe it. This is devastating. My whole world has come crumbling down. This is a massive card. It comes out of nowhere. It's a bolt of lightning. It just knocks everything down, topples it all down. And something that was built on a shaky foundation. That's what traditionally the Tower is about. And that would be, for me as a reader, I would be saying that that is the relationship between Harry and his wife that is built on shaky foundations, that isn't all that it was cracked up to be, and could be vulnerable, could be at risk if there is some knowledge that has come to him recently of this possible past association. Is her name going to be named in this list of names? Is she going to be there? That is a yes. Ace, upright, usually a yes. Sometimes in these readings, as you know, if you've watched them over any length of time, I sometimes say that and then I go on to read the card differently. But that for me, Ace of Needles, that's the Ace of Swords. That is the most yes that you can get, because it's a declaration of truth, of clarity, of intent. Ace of Needles. I would say that it is, according to this reading, according to the energy of the cards, I would say, in my opinion, it's highly possible that her name will be there in whatever capacity. And I have to state again that I'm not accusing anyone of any wrongdoing or of any hanky-panky, of anything like that. Could be that she was working as a waitress in a restaurant that he went to. It could be that kind of association. So it could be entirely innocent. I'm not speculating at all on the nature of the association. Just the fact is that that name may well be there. How will it impact her if it is there? We get the Queen of Needles. It's not a terrible outcome for her. As I keep saying, my sense quite strongly with this is that it's just going to be a name without any negative associations that you can clearly point to and say, well, this for him is devastating. For her, the Queen of Needles is more of, well, I'm going to stand in my truth about this. She might have to come out and stand in her truth about it and make some kind of statement, because needles, swords are statements, are declarations. So she might actually have to come out and say, well, yes, I was a waitress in a restaurant where he used to have coffee in the mornings. What harm? So that kind of thing might come out. This isn't ruin, this isn't devastation, this isn't the end. Not there. The ruin and the devastation is here with the Tower. And that's a very interesting energy that has come through. So interesting cards with the King of Needles in reverse, definitely about the man in question. Working energy here, as I keep saying, that infiltrates all of these cards, and that's why I say these people might be implicated purely because of their business relationships, their professions, the work that their day-to-day kind of work that they're doing. So we have to say that, we have to express that this relates to everything. For Andrew, I think it's the same old, same old. I think the damage has been done long ago. It's just going to be a repeat. For Harry, this is the interesting story. If there was a relationship, not a relationship, an association between the wife and Prince Andrew, it was an unequal status. Interesting. And for her, yeah, it does look as if it's possible that the name will be there. I know some people are working quite hard to get names redacted. It could be with that Queen of Needles that the name is redacted. I just need to put that energy there. It's coming through for me quite strongly. A Queen of Needles is very much a lawyer kind of energy. So a lawyer could be on it right now, and the name could be redacted. But that doesn't mean that that card changes in its energy. That this to me is a recent awareness that has come as a terrible surprise. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Disclaimer in the box below, and I will see you again soon.